What the hell's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in for another monthly update. So we're going to be talking about July of 2018 today. Just going to jump right into it. No real fancy, smancy updates or anything like that to be had. So for the month of July of 2018, I made about $369 in dividend income and a little bit of interest income from savings accounts and whatnot. That is a jump of 46% over last year. So last year made around 252 or $253 from dividend income to making now 369, which in my opinion is pretty good. If you can increase 46% a year, I mean, you keep that going for a couple years. I mean, that's just pretty astonishing. So putting me on course for $5,600 for the year of 2018. Like I think I've mentioned in the past couple videos, I'm aiming to get around. I was hoping to get above 6,000 this year, but that was kind of my my I guess big time goal. I didn't think I would get to the 6,000, but my goal was, if that makes any sense. I thought I would aim right around the 5,800 mark early on in the year, just based off of how I was doing. And it looks like I'll probably get around 5,700, not including any sort of dividend or passive income from YouTube or anything like that. So I guess I'll look ahead to August. August is going to be a huge jump year over year, going from 100 to around $350. That's almost 247% increase, which is absolutely phenomenal. But just looking at the actual yearly dividends at this point, so the current total brings me in at about 62% up over last year as a whole. So last year was around $3,500, around $289 per month. At the moment, I'm averaging $5,600 for the year and around $468 for the month, or for average per month. Now, what you're probably thinking is, if I go back to these monthly dividend charts, you know, my guy, doesn't really make sense how you're making around $468. Well, it makes a little bit of sense. So at this point, I'm averaging around $300 to $400 in my off months, and then in my big months, like my March, June, September, and December timeframe, I'm averaging almost $800 to $900 a month. Like in September of this year, I'm hoping to make around $900, actually $920 a month for that month. So I'm very excited about that. That'll be my biggest month ever. So curious to see what happens with that. And so for this quarter, I'm on track to make around $1,600. So that's pretty sweet. If you think about it, that's $1,600 that I'm going to reinvest. So that's $1,600 that I don't have to invest on my own. I try to invest, a lot of money, to get to this point already. And now it's starting to really take into effect where, the $1,600 is like another month of savings. So if you think about it, I get 4 free months of savings now if you think about it on a rolling basis. So next year it'll be $6,000. I mean, that's a good chunk of change. I easily save around $1,500 just in my individual brokerage accounts and my IRA every month, not including my 401k and stuff like that. So if you think about it, that's easily close to 4 months of total investment, on top of the continued investment that I'm going to be doing. So that's absolutely phenomenal. In terms of actual portfolio allocation, let's take a look at that. I still have dabbled in some non-dividend paying stocks, so I'm really trying to get this energy focus down. My portfolio income obviously is drastically favored by the real estate and energy sector. It's just based on the fact of the largest amount that I have by sector weight percentage. But what you can see is I'm really increasing my information technology and really trying to get this even to almost around 10% each. So you can see that I'm really underweight in my consumer discretionaries, but I'm trying to get my cash up while I'm trying to potentially invest in a private real estate investment trust. If it works out, I'll talk to you guys about that. but I'm not going to talk about it until it actually happens. The things that I'm really far behind on is materials, healthcare for sure. You can see I basically have 0 for healthcare, and that's really it. Everything else is kind of in the same realm, 6 to 15% or so, except for energy. So that's kind of that. Here are the actual stocks that I actually got income from. So Starwood Property Trust, you guys probably will remember. I think I only invested like $1,000. Hold on, let's check this thing out, because I was looking at. I don't really like using yield on cost, but it is a kind of cool number. I don't like it because it kind of skews you to think that your investment is a lot better than it is. But in all reality, think about it, and this is why I don't like yield on cost. Yes, I invested, what is it, $1,000. So my cost basis here is $1,015 is what I initially invested in this company, and now I'm getting $30 every 4 months, or 3 months. I'm sorry. So that's awesome. So $120 a year off of $1,000 investment. That's pretty awesome. But at the end of the day, what I'm actually yielding on it is 9%. So if I can find something that's actually yielding 10% on my money, right? So the actual value of what I have now is around $1,400 in there. So now I'm only getting $120 for $1,400. It doesn't sound nearly as good as what I initially invested. So if I can find something like Seadrill Partners, if I have more confidence in Seadrill Partners, I might as well just sell this for 9% and get another 2%, which in this case will be another, I don't know, $20 a year or something like that in my pocket. That's what I think yield on cost kind of skews people's mindsets a little bit, but that's a different story for a different day. Maybe a little bit in depth for you guys there, but hopefully that made sense. Realty Income Corporation, another $36 there. If my private real estate investment trust purchase doesn't work out, I'm probably going to get this up to around 250 shares. At the moment, I'm around 160 at the moment. Main Street Capital, continued great dividends. Stag Industrial continued great dividends. These three are monthly dividend pairs, coming out to around $67 a month at the moment, which is absolutely phenomenal. Cone, another real estate investment, or Cyrus One, but under the ticker name of Cone, another real estate investment trust for data storage. Disney, always a great time. I told you guys I think I sold out of GE. Philip Morris, I bought a decent amount of Philip Morris once it dipped down into the 85 range. So I have sitting on about 80 or so shares in 2 different accounts. So you can see the $69 here, and then the other 17 or 18 shares over here. Altogether, it's around 80 or so shares. WP Carey, another triple net leasing company, phenomenal investment so far. Part of my YouTube Moolah account, very small ETFs invested in there, hoping to get that money in there soon, so you guys can give me some ideas as to what I should invest in that account. Altria Group, another Vice stock for you guys there. Some people don't really like it. Another small amount of Realty Income Corp here, and actually I found a mistake, so appreciate you guys sticking with me there. This has now been moved over. The share owner online dividend has now been moved over to my computer shares account. So that is no longer. And then I got $9.82 from interest income coming from my Amex personal savings account, where I'm currently saving a decent amount of money. So overall, a pretty good day, a pretty good month, rather. Comparing it to last year, like I said, a 47% increase, so it's almost, doubled in terms of, not really, but I'm looking at the wrong month. So this, almost increased by a third here if you think about it. So here's this, take half of this, add on to there, there's your 47%. Looks pretty good. But take a look at next month. I don't even know what I had invested that pays in August, but apparently I did some work, because I was not making any money in the second quarter of every year. I guess, or second month of every quarter, apologies. So check that out. I mean, look at February as well, and then look at May. Wow. I mean, these are May will also be a 271% increase over last year. What was February? February is only 64%. Am I on one? Okay. Either way, regardless, it's a pretty big increase. 100%. I mean, if I can continue that, that's absolutely phenomenal. So I'm pretty ecstatic, especially even looking at these total dividends by quarter. So we're looking at 3 Qs, so going from this light blue to this orange. I mean, last year only made close to $1,000, and I'm making about 60% more this quarter than I did last year, going to $1,600. So that's absolutely phenomenal. And look at next year. I mean, so far we're looking pretty good comparing to next year. This is mostly just the dividend increases, and going from Q1 to Q2 is generally a big quarter jump for me because I get paid a bonus in March timeframe. So anyway, excellent. Well, if you guys have any questions about anything that I covered in this, whether it's yield on cost, my monthly dividend that I received this month or next month, the increases that I talked about, you want to know about my worksheet and spreadsheet, anything's on the table. Appreciate you guys always stopping by the channel, supporting the channel, and always writing great questions down below. And also love your support. You guys have been very supportive of me hitting over 1,000 subscribers. I'm ecstatic. I'm super pumped to be back in the game. But either way, I'd love to hear from you guys. So leave a comment down below. And if you're not subscribed already, I would love your subscription. And keep you posted on other videos to come up in the future. Thanks so much, and I will talk to you guys soon.